Live.
Welcome to Obstacle Racing Media's coverage of the Hyrox Invitational. I'm Dave Claxton, along with the stats guru himself, Jack Bauer. How you doing, Jack?
Doing pretty well. I think we're going to have some pretty cool coverage of the first big Hyrox event in besides the World Championship, and arguably over a year. So I'm pretty pumped.
Oh, me too, man. This is going to be amazing. And we have awesome coverage right on the floor. We're going to be straight through the whole thing. So let's go down right away to Matt B. Davis. Matt, how you doing, buddy? How's it looking?
Good day, everyone. All right, I'm going to safely social distance here for a minute without my mask, just to say hey, everybody, so you can see my beautiful face. And then we'll put my mask back on. I'm going to walk through. I just want to quickly say, just as excited as we were to be at that first U.S. National Series, this is just as exciting. The buzz of holy balls, we're back to this again. I was going to not say shit, and then I said balls instead. I don't know how to speak. Anyhow, if you saw some of our coverage yesterday, the athletes were having a good time, relaxing. Some played basketball, some just chilled. But this is pretty awesome, and this thing is going to be dope. Let's take a quick walk through the old festival. And if I get too loud, just mute me, and I'll still show people some stuff, and you can just talk through it.
Awesome.
Let's turn the old camera around. Hang on.
So what I saw on the ORM stories, did anybody even challenge Grant in the basketball competition, or was he just dominant the whole way?
Nobody. It was just him seeing what he could do. But if you saw in the what do you call it? The story I did, he lost in pig to my friend Randall there, Theo, our fourth man on the floor tonight. But no, he was a one-man dunking contest.
Oh my God!
I'll be some competition for him next time.
All right, so we've got Katie Knight here practicing, just getting some body movement here.
And Matt, just to confirm, the last time people saw Hyrox, I'm just saying this for the viewers, they were running on those air runners like Rebecca was right there. Today is on the carpet running laps around the venue. Just
correct.
To make sure everyone's aware of that.
Here we got Faith Cooke getting all warm. So I got a question for you. We'll start with you, Jack. We might as well go out with you. What's your picks, buddy? Go straight out, right off the hop. Our top three women for this event. We're gonna hit it right off the hop.
You want to do 3-2-1 or 1-2-3?
Oh, let's do 3-2-1. So much more excitement. Just like
so what I've done is I've kind of looked at the historical performances at Hyrox in the past, because a lot of people have had head-to-head. We've seen, I think 2019 Chicago, we had Lauren and Rebecca there as well. I know that Alyssa's gone head-to-head in the past, and it's just one of those things where the three of them actually finished within about 30 seconds of each other one time. So it's a toss-up. Those three are definitely on the podium for me. I think that Rebecca is the strongest runner. Alyssa definitely has a very balanced skill set, but right now, no one's on Lauren's level at the moment. She had the best 2020 out of any hybrid / OCR athlete that we've been paying attention to in the past year or so. So I would go 3 Alyssa, 2 Rebecca, 1 Lauren Weeks.
Oh, that's pretty good. So right off the hop, I'll tell you right out, Lauren Weeks, I'm totally with you. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to go in reverse order.
There's not.
Hold on, Matt.
We got 4th place pick.
All right. I thought maybe Corinna might have something to say there, but she totally blew Matt off. Completely just ran right by him. All right. So I'm going with Lauren Weeks first because, as you said, she won 2020. Like, not just Hyrox, she won 2020. Nobody else came even close. After that, I'm going to go out a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit off the radar, and I'm going to go with Rachel Schriber, just because seeing her in the virtual competition, how well she pushed Lauren Weeks, and I was totally stunned at her running ability. So with her CrossFit background, and she does seem to have that engine. I know it's a bit of a risky pick, but I'm going with her. And then in third, I'm going to go with Alyssa Hawley. I think Alyssa is really looking to put her mark on this. She had a bit of a rough time at the Hyrox VCF. It wasn't her greatest competition, and I know she wants to bounce back. And then if we go back to your stats, she has actually beat Lauren, like you said, head to head. So I think that with her experience and her motivation, I think we could definitely see Alyssa Hawley third on the podium. Let's see if we can get Matt's attention. Maybe he'll rate us with his picks.
Yeah. What's up, guys?
All right.
You're live to the world.
All right, 2021 Dallas.
What's the goal? What's the goal for the winning team today?
Break an hour, 1 hour, or break it.
Did you guys hear that?
Dang.
1 hour.
We believe the U.S. record is 1 hour and 1 minute. We're looking to break an hour.
It was 1 hour, 1 minute, right? Until they said it.
Everybody have fun. Good luck. Thanks, Matt.
All right,
Matt,
Matt.
we want your picks before everything starts.
Women's race.
Yes.
Oh
3,
boy.
2, 1.
Who did Jack say? I think I want to go whatever. I want to go the opposite of whatever Jack said. What did Jack say?
I said
Jack.
Lauren 1, Rebecca 2, Alyssa 3. I'm torn between Corinna and Alyssa.
I'm gonna put my gal Corinna third. You know what? I'm gonna do the opposite of what you did. How about this? What if I put Renee third, the super dark horse? Okay. I'm gonna put Renee third. Okay, how about that?
I don't think you can make a bad pick here.
Yeah, I think universally most people are going to agree the women's field is going to be much more exciting to watch. You've got so many different skill sets, strong runners, amazing, like at the last couple stations, like Lauren Weeks, and then just a good balance of speed and strength. It's going to be so exciting. But.
So how about Renee third? Renee third. How about Renee and then Corinna and then Lauren with Alyssa and Rebecca fourth or fifth, any order.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got Renee right there in the bottom left on that air runner. I did DecaFit in Dallas. So this is her second time going back to Dallas for a race in 2 weeks, apparently. But Renee, she ran a 16:28 for the 5K split. That was faster than Robert Killian. Basically the third fastest of the entire day, and there were some solid athletes there. I think that if Renee does not struggle on the sleds, she very easily could be the first one who ends up making it to the wall balls. I don't think that she has she's never going to be able to match someone like Lauren or any of the more functionally fit athletes on wall balls in the later stations, but it's going to be exciting to watch how fast she takes it out.
Like seriously, if she's still within a minute of whoever's in first place after the sled's done, everybody needs to be terrified.
Yeah. Yep. I think that Rebecca right there, she's on camera, is probably the only other person who can run semi-close to Renee. She's not on the same level, but Renee's only done 2 races where she's been compromised. Rebecca has a lot more practice. But honestly, based on my first-person experience watching Renee, I don't think that compromised running is going to affect her as much as most people would think. She was really good at it.
I know. I was just watching Rebecca sprint on that air runner. I might change my picks. She's so good when she runs. She's so smooth. All right.
Super smooth. If you look at so one of the tricky things about Hyrox is a lot of these events in the past have had different lengths of their transition zones. So someone might run a 109 and someone might run a 110, but the person with a 110 might have had 2 minutes longer of a transition because of the setup of the layout. So realistically, what you need to do is look at the running plus workout times to really get a feel for who's actually done well. And if you eliminate the transition time, the fastest person in the field is actually Alyssa Hawley at 1:05:38. She's 16 seconds faster than Lauren Weeks. And the third fastest is Alyssa again. So you take out the transition zones, and Alyssa actually has 2 of the 3 fastest in the field. Lauren has 4 and 5. So it's going to be that's one of the reasons why I'm picking Alyssa, just because of her performances in the past when you take out the variability.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that has really occurred to me too. When I was trying to make my picks and when I was going through the competition, I'm looking through past stats and I'm thinking, although Hyrox does what they can to have like a world record and a standardization of this event, yeah, it does change a little bit every time. It can be different flooring. It can be different angles on the corners when you're running. It can be a lot of different stuff. So that's why I really looked at head-to-head matchups. And then I probably completely ignored them and what was my gut. But I think that definitely the transitions, like you said, it means so much and can be the difference. So one question I had for you first off, how quick and who do you think is going to lead the pack out that first lap? Who's the one that's going to maybe burn it out, maybe burn that match? Or do you think maybe someone like Renee is going to go and say, you know what, let's see if I can con someone into running with me. Let's see if I can burn somebody out.
I don't think Renee is conning anybody into running. She's just going to do that. It's like there are two things guaranteed in life. I guess death taxes and Nicole Miracle will go out fast. Well, add Renee to that equation. She's definitely every single race. 5:30 pace for her is a jog in the park based on her running credentials. So especially this first 1,000 where nobody is fatigued yet. She's done the ski erg. She knows how to. That's not going to slow her down because she did it at DecaFit a couple of weeks ago and has been practicing. I wouldn't be surprised if she has at least a 30 to 45 second lead on the field by the time she reaches the sled at zone 2. So and that's like 6 minutes into the race or 8 minutes in. So like she'll probably have at least or come up to or have close to about a minute lead at that point.
So you think, so you think Renee by about a minute at that sled push. How long?
She could. Rebecca is going to be reasonably close behind her, but I think you're going to see a gap of people probably 30 seconds behind Rebecca as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm really excited to see them go because I think the same thing. I think she's going to go out like blazing, and I think it might mess up some of the people who have not run Hyrox yet, who maybe don't know how to quite get the exact pace.
Yeah. So just another person who's never run it but has pretty solid running. You mentioned Rachel Schriber from the virtual championship of fitness earlier this year. So you said that she basically had the same running times just about as Lauren Weeks, right? During that competition. So I pulled it up, and if you isolate the running times, Alyssa Hawley and Lauren Weeks are within about 30 seconds of each other over the course of 8K. So they're running about 2 to 3 seconds off per lap, maybe. And you said that Rachel Schriber is very similar to Lauren. So I would imagine the three of those they'll probably be pretty consistent in pacing. They might not get off the machines at the same time, but I wouldn't imagine, say someone gets off 30 seconds ahead of another, they'll probably get to the next zone around the same time because their running will be about the same pace.
Yeah, I got a lot of faith in Rachel. Like I wouldn't have picked her. I wouldn't have gone with her if hold on, we got a liquid death shot.
That sounds like something you want to drink before a race.
Matt, are you chugging the liquid death?
Sorry, it's really loud. I'm drinking my way to the start.
We know.
All right.
Yeah, Matt, mute yourself.
All right. So I wouldn't have picked Rachel if I hadn't have seen her performance at the VCF. And just how I couldn't believe, especially on the run, how close she was. I don't have the exact number, but how close she was to Lauren Weeks. And I was just like, wow, like I really believed it'll translate. And then when I saw her engine, when they did the CrossFit Open announcement for 21.2, and she's got that engine too. I really believe that she has the capacity to do really well at this. The other thing that gets me with her too is, this isn't like they invited her and this wasn't on her radar. She was coming to Dallas anyway. And then with her performance at the VCF qualified for the Invitational. So, I mean, she had already been preparing for Hyrox. This wasn't just like, hey, you're a great CrossFitter. Let's come try this out. She already wanted to be a part of this. So
yeah,
I think the sky's the limit for that girl. She could become a real deal.
Makes a big difference. But let me just go back to the running real quick that I was trying to close my point on. So we already mentioned that Rachel, Lauren, and Alyssa are very similar runners. They've done this in about 34 to 35 minutes if you average their running or you take the total of their running. So they're running about 7-minute miles. Rebecca Hammond, she missed a lap, but every single other one of her run splits was about 3:45 to 3:55. She ended up running in 30 minutes, 30 seconds, essentially, if you substitute like a full lap into there, what it would be. So she's running 6:05 pace compared to 7-minute pace to everybody else. That's 4 minutes of a difference. Do you think that Rebecca is so bad on the other stuff that she won't be able to make up she'll lose 4 minutes of running over the course of this race? I don't know. And same thing with Renee. She's going to be even faster than Rebecca on the runs. I would imagine Renee will probably end up running about 28 to 29 minutes or so. So she'll probably have about 1.5 to 2 minutes over Rebecca. when we look at her total splits after the race. I don't think that she's within 2 minutes of Rebecca in terms of the functional fitness stations, just based on Rebecca's experience. And Rebecca's done a bunch of stadium races, and she's not new to OCR and functional fitness. Renee has an unreal engine. Everybody who runs Hyrox goes into it very confident, but it just eats you up and destroys you that first time. And I think that if she does another one later in this year, that's when she'll really improve her time. But no one, even Hunter, he was several minutes slower his first attempt than his eventual best time. Like, everybody has that learning curve. You don't know how to pace it, and you don't know where are the wall balls going to be what hits you. Is it going to be the burpee broad jump? There's a bunch of question marks that you don't know until you've actually completed them.
Hey guys, can I cut in real quick?
Yep.
Jump on in, Matt.
So I think they start at 12:50. It said 12:40, but we don't see them at the start. And Theo, who ran a lap earlier, said his wave time said that, and they started at 10 minutes later. So we're going to predict 10 minutes from now as a start if anybody asks why we haven't started yet.
Yeah, no problem. We just addressed that in the comments there a little bit. So, but that's good. That's good. How's everybody looking in their warm-ups, Matt? Is there anybody come up lame, for the betting community?
No, everybody looks good. They're definitely in game mode now. Like, Alyssa hasn't really said anything to me. I've seen her 3 times today. They're definitely, everybody's getting into game mode for sure.
All right. Now, Matt, we were running through this. You tell us, who do you think is going to come out fast? Who do you think is going to be the first one out of the gate? Who's going to lead the pack?
Well, Renee is going to smoke the field in those first 3 laps. She's not going to be able to help herself.
First 3 laps, do you think that she's going to get caught up on the sleds?
No, I'm saying
you're talking 3 laps per 1,000. Sorry, I thought you meant 3 workouts.
Yeah. She's gonna, But don't sleep on her strength. That's the thing. You've seen her post videos of her pushing that sled. She's not just all speed. It's why I think she'll do well here, and didn't do as well in her first Spartan, because her strengths, hanging on to obstacles didn't work for her, but pushing stuff around and pulling it will. So she's going to start out super fast, and then it's can she hang on when someone like Lauren comes and is stronger than her. Look at this big group photo happening.
Oh, wow.
Gotcha. I'm just looking at the comments. Bracken just chimed in with his picks. I just want to let him know that Lucas is not going to be racing, so you got to have some new picks for the men. But I like your picks for the women. I don't know who are you going 2, 3, 4. You listed 4 people: Alyssa, Rebecca, Corinna. Looks like you think Lauren's going to win. Who do you think are going to get 2, 3, Bracken?
See if he chimes in there.
And Dave, who does your wife have?
Oh, I think she's with Lauren all the way.
Okay.
I'll see if she is willing to pipe up with her picks.
Yeah.
I'm not betting against Lauren.
Bracken, it's easy if you just pick 5 people and say they're going to do well. But listen, when this thing starts off, I would say let's go to just the one camera, right?
Oh, we will.
I was just saying, because me and him are going to be looking at the same thing. Theo and I will be looking at the same thing. Just giving you, I figured you would, but just giving you a heads up. All right, let's see if we can get some more women to walk into the start line.
And if there are any camera complaints, Dave's in control of it. So put all your complaints to Dave.
The bus. Totally.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get that one later. But right under the bus. Thank you very much, Jack.
Here's the champ. I just saw her. I think Sarah Harrison's going to have a good race.
I thought you were starting at 12:40, but are they going to tell you things? What's that?
I would rather get a few extra minutes of a warm-up, even though this is a longer race, and start 10 minutes later instead of being like, oh, crap, I have to get to the start line right now.
We should all be used to this from Classic OCR. They never start on time anyway.
Yeah, no, it's never going to happen. Here, let me put my phone on mute. But yeah. Any other wild predictions? I guess if we
I want to see this, and you can maybe keep track of this. You might have a better stat on this.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Is Faith going to be able to break the sled push record?
Some of those times in Europe are just stupid. It was like they're pushing on jelly or ice. Like it makes no sense. There was one where some guy, he pushed it in 1 minute 9 seconds, and I looked him up, and he's like half the size of Hunter. I'm like, something is a little fishy about that. And there were just, I forget, it was something like of the top 100 times on the men's side, and almost same similarity for the women's side. It was like 95 of them were in Europe. So the sled issues in the U.S. are definitely a problem. That's kind of been well addressed in the past. But Faith is
hold on, go for it, Matt.
Oh, yep.
Quick note: Sarah's wearing gloves. I'm not sure who recommended those to her, but that is an interesting strategy, Cotton. Let's see how
Lauren wore them when she won the world championship.
Oh, well, there you go.
I am totally a glove advocate until you're done I would wear them until you're done the sled pull, and then ditch them after that.
Yeah, and maybe keep them on the rower. It's not too big of a deal. I know that in like the marathon row for CrossFit Games a couple of years ago, a lot of them did that. 1,000 isn't too big of a deal, but you're going to be really sweaty at that point, and you don't want it to go on your fingertips. You want to have good form on that. And I think that on the ski erg also, just wearing them there won't hurt. Just tuck them in your pocket.
Here's the thing: they're not going to hurt you at all. So I mean, it's risk reward. There's definitely benefit to them, but there's definitely no risk to them.
Definitely.
And if depending on the texture of the rope they're using for that sled pull, you can shred your hands to pieces on there, and then that's going to kill you every little bit of the way.
So I don't think I'm going to need you until the race is over, and I'll have you help me do interviews. Like I'll give you a camera.
Let Matt sort that out.
No, I think that it'll be very interesting because I know the way that I see this with Faith, who you can see on camera right there. She's going to really do well on all the strength stations. She had a really fast Deca Fit time or Deca Strong time, which is essentially no running. And she's a decent runner. She's not going to, be even close to Lauren and stuff, but she's not so bad that she won't, have an impact on it. I think that the workout zone, she's going to absolutely crush. And if you look on the men's side for a comparison, Alex Nicholas kind of did this. He was running 7-minute miles while everybody else was running 6, and he ended up podiuming at one of the races before, and that's because he was so efficient and good at the workout zones. You have to realize some people might take literally a minute longer if they get stuck on the sleds. It might be 2 minutes longer on a single workout zone. So if you're a minute slower on the run, but you're 2 minutes faster on the sled, for instance, like that, you've gained a minute on your opponents despite being slower. So I think that you will see, like, Faith will have a good performance, even though she's not a great runner, just because of her great background with strength.
Yeah, I would like to see her individual times for those different sections. I think she could put up some really great marks and be very entertaining. You're right. Sadly, I don't think she's got the foot speed to get on the podium, but I don't see anyone trying any harder than she will today. That's for sure. Yeah. I think that I think as well with her, she might even just hang back a little bit and just wait and just try to slam that thing. Like, she push it right through the wall.
Yeah, it literally might leave a crater, like with the. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, hopefully, and this is the one scary thing to me is I look at this and I think about that sled pull, and then I think back to Corinna's debut at Hyrox, where maybe wrong shoes, maybe the carpet, whatever the case may be, but she ended up being over almost 9 minutes on that sled push when she probably should have been closer to about a 3.5 minute kind of area, you would think.
She just had bad. She was just like stuck in the mud essentially at that point. There was nothing she could do about it. And it was 8 minutes 56 seconds for her performance there. And Lauren, comparably on that sled push, only took her 3:47. So Corinna lost 5 minutes on the sled push, just right there in Miami a couple of years ago.
And she still put in like a 1:18. I mean,
That's why I said I have splits if you take out the sled, and because that's historically the station that's been the biggest difference maker. I mean, everybody has the same carpet they're pushing on. Everybody has, if you're in the same race, all you can do is compare yourself to your peers that day. Yeah. But that seems to be the station that really makes a huge difference, along with wall balls, in terms of finishing time. Like rower, you might gain 10 seconds per 500 meters, but is that really going to make too much of a difference? Not really. Like farmer's carry, Rebecca Hammond's doing it in like 1:47. Lauren might do it. She was in the low 2s. That's 15 seconds. But the sled push, 5 minutes. You can gain right there if someone gets stuck because they have the wrong footwear. And speaking of footwear, are they running on this carpet? That's what it looks like. I don't see them. They don't have like a solid track or anything.
They're going to be on concrete.
Oh, they are? Okay.
Yeah, it's concrete all the way around the track, and then carpet for the obstacles.
Perfect. Because I was going to say I would not want to be the the custodian crew trying to clean that up after all the sweat.
We did have someone in the comments mention no Atkins, and I can speak as a guy north of the border. To cross the border right now for any particular reason at all is nearly impossible, and it costs a fortune. It just wasn't a feasible thing for him to cross. So.
Speaking of north of the border, I really want to see a couple other Canadians give this a shot. I think Austin Azar would do really well at an event like this.
Mm-hmm.
Samuel Hebert, he's a strong guy also. There's Miles Keller in the top right. But,
Mick Girello is another one.
Oh, yeah. No, he's so fast and sneaky strong, but looks like they're heading to the start line. So let's see. If one of you wants to turn on your microphone.
Yeah. Matt, are they heading to the start line?
What's up, guys? I'm here with Christian, the man behind the Hyrox machine, and Hunter McIntyre.
I've never heard of him.
Yeah, that's right. We're about to rip this shit off. It's gonna be a good race, guys.
Who do you think? Who are your picks for the podium?
Top three.
Yeah.
I believe Lauren, she has the experience. Number one. Katie and Rachel. Yeah, that would be spot on where I'm at. Or Corinna.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who's gonna be second and third behind Hunter and the men?
That would be Notsket, and then Wonkovich and Kempson.
I think he's having fun with us.
Third.
I noticed Magida didn't get mentioned. So. All right, Dave, do you want to pull up the big screen on the window?
Yeah. We'll go into Matt's screen here.
Yeah, everybody in the comments, before the race starts, go put your 1, 2, 3. It'd be cool to look back and see who was actually right.
It's all documented in the comments, so we'll be able to look up.
Yeah.
There'll be no podiums.
Ooh, Paul Nesmith thinking Magida is going to pull the upset over Hunter.
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Magida is definitely going to shake things up. They're running on Carcrete. Yeah.
Personally, to compete in this meet, they are here invited by a world champion to see if they can hang against her. Our invitational ladies are up next. The elite of the elite, racing for some big cash today here in Dallas.
Hello. So you're going to stay outside of the track? You're going to stay on the right side of the track. And then the outside, that's what you
Looks like some last minute instructions.
So, guys, after they start, I'm not going to follow them. I'm just going to head to the first station and just kind of hang out, okay?
Come on, Matt. You got to get that 1K in there. I want to see a sub 3 minute 1K out of you.
He couldn't do that falling out of a plane. Eric Morin, you said that Rebecca's thousands are going to be crazy. What about Renee? Watch out for her. I think Renee has a chance. Yeah. All right, Dave, quick little side bet for nothing. Do you think Renee will set the all-time record for the fastest 8K total, men and women combined?
Men and women combined. Oh, geez. I was going to give... Yeah, you know what? I think she may. She may very well.
Okay, because if you look at the total running, if I believe it's like 28:30 or so by Derek Yorick for the fastest.
28:30. Wow, that is fast.
Yeah. I think Renee can definitely do that.
She has the capability 100%. It's just a question of if the heavy stuff blow her up or not.
Yeah, and one other thing, if she gets stuck on like the sled pole, she might actually, be a little bit pressured.
By who?
What I'm looking forward to, what I'm not looking
I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Matt has messed up Rebecca Hammond's stories. That is not good. That is another good question. Can one of these ladies beat the world record today, Jack?
It all depends on the transition zones, my opinion. Because if
Time we
it's
start?
5 minutes versus 2 minutes, that's a huge
Does that mean
difference.
the men are going to start at 3?
No, they start at.
Well, they were supposed to be 12:40, so does that mean the men are 20 minutes later as well?
Just getting a little update here.
Yeah, the men. It was supposed to be women at 12:40, men at.
No, they're starting at 1.
Starting at 1, Matt? Is that what they're saying?
They're starting at 1, and the men are starting at 3. So there
All
you
right.
go. Now you know.
Matt, are those like stadium circles right there that they have to stand on? On the right?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Are those like the stadium heat circles that they have to stand on?
They're not standing on them. They're just.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like But the women are, as you can tell, will not be doing that for the first. I mean, that was like maybe when they're setting them up, but not
Okay.
the actual wave.
Because I was going to say that would stink if you have to start 50 feet behind the front right there. But gotcha.
Yeah, so the question is actually, is this gun time or is this chip time?
It's a great question. I don't know, but they're not stacking them though. Like they're going to start for real. So I'm guessing. I'm not going to make it up. Go look at the rules somewhere.
I'm going to guess chip because they have a clock running throughout the day. So they don't have like a universal start time. I think it's chip.
All right, and then the other question would be
Dan Martin, it's 323 meters for every lap. So they're going to have a little bit extra on the final lap that they have to do.
Good.
And running on the main screen, we have just over 3 minutes. Invitational ladies.
3 minutes.
Matt, we got asked, is the course empty right now, or are they going to have to be weaving around people?
I will show you.
So there are some people.
I see runners. Okay. Do they have
It's a very
the
wide
fast
track,
lane?
though.
So that is concrete, not a rubber mat. Okay, yeah, that's concrete. I see the.
Now here's the thing. I know, obviously, not knowing the humidity and stuff in Texas, but
It's high.
and it could get very slick with that many people in there already running on there. That could be a difference maker in the corners.
I ran in Dallas for Hyrox last year, actually a different venue, and it wasn't an issue, surprisingly.
All right. So Josh has asked for just a quick list of the women before we start. So we'll put that out. We got Lauren Weeks, Rebecca Hammond, Rachel Schriber, Faith Cooke, Corinna Coffin, Brooke Bowen, Alyssa Hawley, Renee Metivier, Katie Knight, and Sarah Harrison. And yeah, I said Metivier like it's French because I just am from Canada and I assume that's the way it's done. But
So there are 10 women, if I counted that correctly.
yeah, 10 women. 10 women are good to go. And it looks like they are about ready to start.
I on your way.
All right, everybody who hasn't voted yet, get your top 3 picks in. So, because once the race starts, that's kind of cheating.
So whether you are racing against your own best time or a fellow competitor, we want you to never give up and never stop competing.
We're looking here. If we look from the left to the right, we got Alyssa, Corinna, Rebecca, Lauren.
Sarah tucked behind.
What's that? That's Katie. Yeah. And,
Well, Sarah's tucked behind with the white gloves.
yeah. And then Renee on the far right. Gotta love Renee. Easy to pick out.
I'm guessing, they kind of seeded themselves based on best running in the front. So I think that was good. Brooke and Faith will probably be a little slower in the back.
We're looking like, oh, there we go. Matthew Beckham, Lauren, Corinna, Alyssa. Can't go wrong, man. Less than a minute to start.
40 seconds, did they just say?
Yeah.
Mental and physical grit. Ladies.
Dave, what do you think of these start lines just for the top heats? I don't think they do anything.
Or, what's that?
What do you think about these start line hype speeches that they do for the elite heats and stuff? I don't think it does anything.
No, it's overdone. That's to me. That's for the open people. I mean, it's great. It's part of the experience. But these are pros. These people are not. They're hyped. Here we go. We are ready. They're off.
Okay, so everybody paying attention. The race, if you're looking at the live in the top
Renee is
corner,
going to be flying.
started at 34.54.
What's that?
Dang.
I know, but she's still
It
so
looks like
freaking
Lauren's
fast.
out front to
That
start
Lauren's
already.
taking out?
Yeah, that was Lauren out front.
Wow. Okay, so Faith already dropped back.
Yeah,
I think that's Brooke behind her. Oh no! Come on, we've had perfect videos so far, you guys. Right now,
yeah. Randall, you might want to log back in or something. You're froze up on your video.
Chrissy, correct. Viola will not be there.
Now this is a bit of a different side. What kind of pace do you figure they're going out now? And having Lauren in front again, a bit of a surprise for us.
Yeah. I don't know. Lauren actually, she's run 334, 340, and 338 for opening laps, and then never run a single lap under fourth lap in her 3 attempts. So she goes out hot. I think Renee definitely. I mean, that's about 17:35K pace, just under 18 flat pace. That's a walk in the park for Renee. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if she ends up passing her on like lap 2 or something and setting the pace a little bit before the ski erg.
Is it possible that Renee might actually hold back a bit, saving herself for the sled and then kicking after that? Maybe she's using that as a strategy.
What would the point be? I mean, if her effort level of easy.
There we go. We got Renee has pulled ahead.
And Rebecca with her, it looked like.
Yeah, Lauren and then Rebecca.
Katie, Sarah, Corinna, Sarah.
Sarah was there.
That was Sarah with the white gloves. My mistake. Yeah. Alyssa.
And then is that Brooke? Yep.
Brooke. Yep.
There's Brooke running by Matt's camera.
Yeah.
So they're about 2 minutes in now. So if our numbers are right, in about a minute and a half or less,
they
should be running the skier.
Yep. So if you look at the past for Rebecca, Alyssa, all of them, Rebecca, Alyssa, Lauren, they've all run in the 340s through their opening lap. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them somewhere around there. I think that Renee will probably get there about 10 seconds early. I honestly thought she'd go out a little hot, but maybe she learned something from Dallas and Dallas Deca Fit a couple weeks ago where she went out pretty fast as well, but held on to it. But I'm a little surprised she didn't create a little bit of a gap.
Here we go. Let's see. Coming by here. And again, we got Renee, Becca, and Lauren. They're drafting.
Right in a pack. Separated each other. Yeah. It's about a 10-second gap.
It was Corinna and Katie?
Yep.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, there's Corinna. I think it was Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel,
and then,
Katie, and Sarah.
Sarah Harrison. I think once they end up, get the sound on. I want to hear some of them. Yeah. Okay, so essentially tied. That was 3:15. That's like 16 flat 5K pace roughly. Okay, that's a little fast.
Yeah, they were cruising. So Renee did bring him out fast.
Yep.
You see Sarah coming in there now.
It's 3:30. Like just for comparison, Hunter doesn't even go out this fast. So is this a mistake? I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, right? So and I mentioned this, did Renee going out fast, egg the others on to follow her, to stick with her?
I don't know if she I think they all expected her to go out fast, but it's one of those things, you lose contact. It's difficult to, reel it in, because what if she has a phenomenal sled and one of them gets stuck? Then you've just kind of lost it.
Yeah, absolutely. But the burnout factor is real.
I'm gonna go under you.
Whoever, if it's Matt or Theo on the skier, are they in the order in which they arrived, or did anybody else?
Yes, they're in the order they arrived.
Okay. Do you want to go to the front?
Yep.
Okay.
Matt's on the front side. If you check his camera.
Dave, you want to switch over to that?
Yep.
Just so we have the lineup. So it looks like Alyssa got there 6 or 7. Okay.
There we go.
Matt, do you have any of the per 500 splits? or what pace they're going? Can you see on the screen?
What screen?
On their display, are you seeing like 2 flat, 210? Like what are they pulling? I can't see that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Renee's 220.
Okay.
Becca 207.
Okay.
2 minutes.
Okay. So Lauren will probably get off first.
154.
Oh dang! Who's that?
That's
Oh,
Alyssa.
dang. Okay.
No, that's not Alyssa.
No, that's not Alyssa.
Alyssa
Alyssa has a
Sure,
shirt on.
let's put the shirt on.
I'm sorry, I'm very embarrassed. I think that's Rachel.
Oh yeah, that's Rachel probably.
Yeah.
So after this, we're back to another 1,000 meter run, and then they'll be on the way to, which is often the turning point, the sled push.
So Renee is already slowing down a lot on the. She's up to 216, 215. The other girls look like they're. Sorry, other women are down to 215. It looks like.
Yeah. Rachel's blonde, so I think that's her in fourth.
Yeah.
Yes.
154, just for comparison, that's like most of the top elite men are pulling in the upper 140s to low 150s for this 1,000. So she's cruising.
And do you think, I'm watching Renee here, and she's not reaching up very high? Do you think that maybe is hurting her?
I agree.
Her form?
Look next at you. She's not getting a full pull length.
Yeah, like Rebecca's using her whole body.
Rebecca's holding the handles strangely. It looks like, or it almost looked like she was just choked up on it a little bit.
She's very high on it.
Yeah.
So Rachel is still 156, 157. She's the fastest we've seen.
Yeah.
This is Rachel's jam right here.
Okay, so we're about 6.5 minutes in at this point.
Yeah. 6. Yeah.
Make sure you guys get out of the way, okay?
Yeah.
So in Lauren's fastest race so far, she's got off this at about 7:47. So if she gets off before 7:47 in like the mid 7s, they're definitely going out faster than she's ever gone before.
And now, what is the record pace for the women? Like the record total?
For the total, it's like 105 and change. Did someone just get off?
That's
Rachel.
7:13. Jesus, that's moving. Okay, we just had another person get off.
Lauren off.
Lauren. Okay, so Rachel, Lauren, in 1-2, separated by a couple seconds.
Oh, I think that was Corinna. And there's Rebecca.
And cut to Renee. Is she still on it? So
yeah.
So she's already lost 30-something seconds at this point. Yeah, she's just like doing mini tricep presses right there. She's got to work on that.
We just had Becca run by.
I think Rebecca is the strongest of these three in terms of running. Is that Corinna?
Yeah, that's Corinna.
Sarah. So is this point where you guys are standing now you're
There's
back?
Renee.
Oh, there's Renee. So, oh my God. So Renee lost 58 seconds there.
Oh, man, that is unbelievable.
And she got there before Rachel. So that's
Alyssa was coming in. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alyssa came in almost last of the run and left here almost the last. I'm surprised. Are you?
Yeah, I am a little bit.
Alyssa's ski erg, she's done it 2 different times, and she was 4:34 and 4:22. She was definitely the worst of the main women who have already competed in a previous event. So I'm not surprised she had the weakest ski erg.
There we go. There goes Rachel.
Lauren's
it looks like she's making
There's
ground.
really good arm action on her run.
She looked like she was closing big time. Here comes Becca.
Yeah. Rebecca, I wouldn't be surprised if Rebecca gets in front of or is tied with Lauren once they reach the sleds.
Is that Katie coming there?
Katie Knight.
I'm impressed. I don't know a lot about Katie Knight's running ability.
Yeah, I thought she was only about a 21 minute 5K, like not super fast. She ran like around 6 flat for that OCR Stars mile, if I remember.
I mean, she's ahead of Corinna right now, and I did not see that coming. And now Renee is closing the gap. He's already passed Sarah.
And this is lap 1. So okay, so Renee, I'll know her split. But I think one of you just make sure you're at whoever's with the camera. There's Alyssa.
That sled.
Just make sure that you are at the entrance.
Where are they coming in? Where are you going to put the first person?
Okay, so Matt will probably head over to the sled. Actually, Randall, you're pretty good there because they're going to run by here again. Would you not like they got to do 3 laps? Isn't it, Jeff?
Yep.
Okay, that's a good point.
So I mean, there's no chance. And as we speak.
Okay, so there's Lauren. Wow. All right, so 10:08. Rebecca closed a little bit. She was probably 4 or 5 seconds behind before. Now she's about
Lauren overtook Rachel.
They're about a full lap in front of Faith too.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, they just lapped Faith. But Faith is about to come into her own really soon.
So it looks like the non-opens are staying outside of that white line. Is that correct? There's Katie.
Yeah, and there's Brooke.
I don't know what Brooke's doing if she's not in the. Okay, so Renee's made up some time.
Huge. She passed Corinna.
Now she was only 30 seconds behind Rebecca at that point, and she left 58 seconds behind. So she's closed about 25 seconds in one lap.
Yeah, here comes Sarah. I'd like to personally thank Sarah for wearing those gloves because it makes it really easy to pick her out.
Yeah. There's Alyssa with the headband. That's easy to keep track of.
That's right. So, anything surprising you so far? Is this pretty much as
Looks like Rebecca's coming up quick.
Is this lap 2? They have one more to go before they enter?
This is lap 3.
Well, Rebecca passed them. She kicked it down.
Oh, yeah. No, Rebecca's smooth right now.
This is lap 3, and they're going straight into the sled push right after this.
Was Rachel right there with Lauren on her shoulder?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, those two are going to be neck and neck the whole way.
Oh, man. I'm just guessing based on how well Rachel did on the ski erg. She's going to do really well on the sled push as well.
Oh, yeah.
Just because that's power. If you're doing 154 pace, like for 1,000 at this point. Okay, wow. Renee shaved off another 10 or so seconds.
Now, the only problem for Renee now is though she's going to go in what theoretically should be the weakest part of her game.
I think sled pull and wall balls will be. There's Corinna moving pretty well.
All right, so we got.
All right. So
all 3 of these ladies side by side on the push.
Look, Lauren struggled on the sled in the World Championship. So just let that be known. She had to stop several times when Viola just manhandled it.
When you're looking here, like it looks like Becca is, losing a little ground, and we are right. Rachel is pushing as well.
Okay, so Rebecca got here first, but Rachel is now in the lead on the sled.
Uh-oh.
And now here's Renee, and she's already struggling with the shoes.
Renee got there 22 seconds after, so she gained 36 seconds on that 1,000. She's got to get low. I do not know if she's going to make this with her shoes.
Oh no, she is really.
I don't think she's going to with those shoes.
Well, I am seeing one thing. There's no way Corinna's taking 8 minutes the way she just started out.
No, she's moving.
She has picked the right shoes today.
If you watch the World Championship, Hunter tended to do 8 to 10 super powerful pushes, stop for 2 or 3 seconds, and then just do that again instead of a continuous out and back. So I'd be curious if that's the best way.
Rachel's already back for the first sled. Everyone else looks much weaker.
So, Matt, they have one more time. Rachel has to go out and then back, and then she's done, right?
No. It's twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this is 50
I'm saying she's already completed one of the 2 out and backs. Now she has one more.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's a 12.5 meter course.
So Lauren's doing well.
Faith is coming in right now.
Oh yeah, get a camera on her, mate. Make
sure Randall, follow Faith.
I got you. Yeah. She's coming in right now. I'm going to stick with her.
Ooh, Lauren's pushing it well.
Renee is about to get back by some of these girls.
Corinna's in 4th, essentially. And Renee has not moved. Look, okay, so do you see the flashing lights right there in Katie's lane and Corinna's? There are a lot of bumps in that carpet.
Yeah, you're right.
That's something I've noticed during the couple of races I've done, and I mean it's warped. That's extra friction you have to go against. It's like it doesn't look like Rebecca's lane has that, and the lights are flashing on there.
We're going to take a quick look at Faith here.
She just finished her first push, unbroken, no problem.
She going to come out with the lead?
it's highly possible.
Here she goes.
Look at that power.
Power. Yeah, you can see everyone. Okay, so she's already passed Renee.
We'll say Brooke's doing look like she's doing
pretty well with keeping up.
Rachel's about to be done with the sled.
Okay.
All right,
Come back
let's
to
get
her so you can get a time.
So this course too. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Jack, but it's not always 12.5 meters, is it? It's sometimes it's longer, is it not?
I think that this 12.5 is significantly better of a layout. Okay, so that just took her 3 minutes and 4 seconds. It took Rachel.
It's unreal. Now let's see how much when the next person comes out after.
Yeah.
Which
All
my
right,
guess
Faith is
is gonna
2
be
down.
Lauren.
Halfway done.
So Faith is going to pass half the field.
Yeah. Alyssa just bent over trying to push.
She's already going.
It's Corinna and Lauren battling for second right now. Corinna and Lauren, looks like Lauren has the edge.
Okay. Matt, who's struggling? Who's doing well? Like, what are you seeing down there?
Everybody's in the freaking pain cave, dude. Everybody.
Okay.
Lauren's a couple of pushes as you. I don't know if you can see wide enough.
Lauren, she's on the right side. It looks like she might have 5 pushes left.
Finishing here.
Lauren is done. Lauren is done.
Okay, Lauren's about 35 seconds back of Rachel.
Here comes
Corinna
Corinna.
is right behind her.
Corinna in third. Okay, this is going to be about 10 seconds off.
Hey, Theo, why don't you get back to the run track? So we can come on
Is
the-
Renee still on direction 1?
Ugh.
Renee
You gotta
just
feel
turned
for it.
around. Renee just turned around.
Okay, so she's done with 1 of 4 pushes. How about, where's Faith?
Faith looks like she's on her last one, just about to start it.
Oh, okay,
Faith
she's
is about to start her last
left.
one. Rebecca lost a lot of time. Remember, Rebecca got here like third, and Rebecca's now looks like sixth, maybe. Who is this
like
right here?
Katie Knight might be finishing her.
Katie Knight now. Katie's done.
Okay, Katie's about a minute and a half down of Rachel. I think one of you needs to start looking at laps also. But.
Yeah. We got. He's already there on the laps.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe go back just so we can see that. But just have someone there.
Yeah. Here comes Rebecca.
All right. Rebecca's about a minute 50 down.
All right, we got our first woman coming around for her first lap.
Now did Lauren make up the ground, or is Rachel still ahead?
Don't know. This is a fast woman coming, so we'll know who it is. Doesn't look like Rachel. That's Rachel.
Faith is finished. Faith and Sarah Harrison just finished. I'm going to go ahead and go to sled pull.
All right.
Keep it on this camera, Dave.
Yep. That's a pretty good gap she's got there.
Yeah, I'm timing it.
Here's Lauren.
She has 28 seconds, and I think that Lauren got off about 30 seconds behind, so she's kind of.
And then Corinna's coming up right behind.
Gotcha. Corinna was about 5-10 seconds down to Lauren. It looks like Lauren's run a little bit better, which is not surprising because that's.
Corinna had a terrific sled.
Well, anything's terrific compared to her previous experience, but yeah, she wasn't in third heading into it, so it was a good move by her. Yeah, I think the total weight of the sled is, I think it's about 365 when you add in the sled itself.
All right, and the next we're going to be going, so Matt will be there, I assume. We're going to head to the sled pull right after.
Go back to the sled pull. Oh, wait, actually, keep it on this. Let's see.
Yeah, we're going to stay here. Matt's not set up yet for the next one.
Yeah.
Here we got someone coming here now. I think this that's Rachel again.
And then here's Rebecca about one lap behind her.
Rebecca made up massive ground.
Dang.
And this looks like Katie.
And that's Katie's first lap around, is it not there, Theo?
I believe it is, yes.
Yeah. Katie's probably in 4th or 5th. That's flying by Rebecca to make up ground like that, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, look how much distance she passed Lauren, and it's that much distance on her.
And Lauren's not a bad runner, but like I said in the pre-show, essentially Rebecca's going to be running 6 flat to 6:15 pace, while the rest of the top women are going to be 6:45 to 7-minute pace. So she'll easily.
Here's Corinna on her second lap here, and this is Faith on her first lap.
Why is Faith in the outside?
The outside is supposed to be designated as the slow lane.
If you're in the invite, you should probably stay there.
Yeah,
Faith has
the
decided
inside
to keep
says
left
it's the
instead of
fast
path.
lane on the.
Yeah.
Oh,
Connection. Go switch.
yeah. Let's head over to Matt here, getting set up.
Sled
They should be
pull.
coming in soon anyway.
Matt, do any of these lanes look like they have ripples? Anything that's going to affect things? Because that push, those lanes were not consistent.
I'm staying. I don't want to get in there in case anybody comes in. It's really hard to tell. Somebody pointed out earlier that with all the open waves going sooner, maybe they actually helped flatten out the carpet.
I don't know. I think that it starts out flat and then people push differently.
It's like in CrossFit. It's never exact,
Yeah, but I don't know. It's a shame when that kind of like affects someone's workout zone.
But here's the thing: when we were watching that, and we said how we pointed out Corinna's carpet was definitely bad, but yet she had one of the fastest sled push, so it might not have affected her too badly.
What if she would have done better somewhere else though?
Oh well, now you're just.
I can tell you, going over moguls versus flat grounds, I'd much rather go on flat ground.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
They're about to come in. Also, I want to remind people they can donate on YouTube right now. Give us some love for making this amazing show happen. Just thought I'd remind you about that. Katie is the
Rachel.
There's Rachel
is the first to the sled.
Is she struggling at all? Matt, get a view on the weight itself.
Hang on.
Okay.
I got 7 camera guys in my way. I can't do that right now.
Come on, throw some elbows, Matt. This is for the ORM. We need elbows. She is moving it well. Now, Jack, with this shorter distance, right, with the 12.5 meters, does that take away some of the slack in the rope when they do the pull?
Huge difference. I don't think that you're going to see the struggles like you have in the past. Okay, so real quick, 35 seconds behind was Lauren. That's about what she left the sled push. So that's pretty comparable. And it's interesting. Lauren is not wearing gloves like she did during her world championship.
No, and I am surprised. Where is Becca? Because it looked like
Rebecca with a minute and a half back, so she might have been on lap 1 when Lauren was on lap 2.
There you go. Matt, just so you know, we lost Theo there.
Okay, we're good. Okay,
so there's Corinna and Katie.
Yeah.
So we're close. It honestly looks like Katie's doing a pretty good job pulling it.
I'm going to say we totally underestimated Katie if she can maintain. And there's Becca coming in now.
I'm still gonna, die on the hill that Lauren is gonna win this. Like I think her second half is so much better than everyone else's worldwide, including like all the record holders and stuff. So, wow, Corinna, you can see her weight in the picture.
Woo. Now, what I have seen about this though is that Rachel was the only one who used the walk back.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Chrissy T. Chrissy T jumping in with a donation there. Thank you.
Oh, Chrissy, you're amazing. Thank you so much. So much, Chrissy.
Chrissy's the best.
Look at the time that Corinna just made there now.
Now, look at the time that Rachel has on everybody.
Well, and she, like I was just saying, she's the only one, or now Katie has started doing it. She was the only one doing the walk back and back. Everybody else was doing the strict pull.
Okay, so it looks like Corinna has a slight edge on Lauren at the moment, but they're going to have to go each direction. And Dave, you were mentioning about the slack. Without question, the 25, all that, like right now, is 12.5 meters per length. Having literally doubled the distance to pull that dead weight on carpet that may be inconsistent, it's a game changer having this shorter length. I think that it's much more doable and less likely to stall for some of the athletes.
We've got our camera back.
Benton said that Katie ran 2 laps. Does that mean... Is that official? Is there like a leaderboard going on?
That is nothing official. That is nothing official.
All right, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah. I'm going to go and check the Hyrox website to see if they have a leaderboard. It doesn't look like it.
If anybody else can confirm that, we'll have Hyrox looked into it. But so far, I can't.
It would be on the picture.
All right, Randall, have you seen Renee and Brooke and Alyssa? How are they running?
Alyssa jumped out in front of a lot of people. Here's Brooke coming by again. Everybody's either finishing their last lap or has finished. Becca got a big lead. on her third lap. She jumped in front of everybody.
Awesome. All right, we got a couple more.
Thank you guys so much. Keep them coming. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Corey.
So
Woo-hoo!
Faith, I see her power walking to the other side. I'm assuming she's just dominating this. And this is very interesting because of the placement of the columns for the structural support of the building. You have 4 in this close lane, and then you have a bigger lane over there. They might not be aware of what's going on to their right with someone like Faith.
So Rachel's going to be on her last pole soon.
Yeah.
Oh, Rachel is running. Rachel is running now.
I thought the sled has to end up.
You got this shit. Let's go.
Oh.
We've got Rachel out running.
Great
Okay.
pull. Strong pull from the beginning. That way moves much easier. All right.
But we'll stick
There
with
you
this.
go. Good stuff.
Matt, just a question for you whenever, or a thing to keep in your mind. Whenever you see Lauren after the race, I'd be curious why she did not wear gloves this time versus her previous races.
Okay. I might let you ask her that when we get to her. We'll see.
Okay. Just because it doesn't, she definitely was not great. She struggled on the sled pull as well. I think that this zone she went from 2nd to 4th in the World Championship. So don't panic about her later performances. I think that she knows that zones 2 and 3 are her worst. So I have a feeling that she's gonna put it together the rest of the race. But Rachel's killing it.
Well, I mean, I did expect good things from Rachel, but I am admittedly she's doing better than I expected even.
So is Rebecca done? Or Corinna done? Sorry.
I think this is going to be it for Lauren. Oh, no, Lauren's got her.
No, because I was like, the weight is on the wrong end. Ooh, this is a big gap.
Wow, has no one else left no one else is left?
That's Corinna finishing. I think Corinna's about to leave.
Yeah, Corinna's about to leave, yeah.
Man. Oh, wow. She's trying to over the shoulder.
That's Katie there. That was...
How are the people in the next group doing, like Sarah and Faith? How's it going over there?
Hang on a second. Rebecca's about to start her last pull. This is Lauren on her last pull. If this is Sarah's last pull, Sarah's made up some ground. Is this Sarah's last pull?
I believe it is. Sarah has done some amazing power today. She's really... Oh, and there's Renee there, too.
Okay.
I was just updated. This is, in fact, Sarah's last one. Is it Corinna's last? Is it Faith's last one, too?
No, Faith just started.
Okay,
look at Renee. She's moving. She's not walking back with it.
No, she's saying this is it. So it looks like Sarah and Faith are both almost done.
And Randall, how many laps has
She
Rachel
just
put?
finished her first one, and Corinna just went out right behind
Alyssa's
her.
moving that also really well. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. That's Faith. Wow. Faith in third. Dang. I mean, no one's surprised that she's dominated these zones, but I don't know if Renee has got this thing to move yet.
Yeah, she's got a little bit. She's maybe done about 10 meters.
No, hers looks like the whole distance just about.
Oh,
If
dang.
you trace her, yeah. That's Brooks next to her and Alyssa. I think, okay, so Sarah, is she in 4th? I don't know. Wow, Lauren is 5th. Lauren really took a long time.
Our leader's finishing her, looks like coming
There's
around
Rebecca.
towards her second lap here.
I'd be willing to bet Rebecca's going to pass all 3 women who were just ahead of her within the next, the first lap, because she's not too far behind.
Thanks so much, Heidi.
What's 4? 4. What?
Here's Corinna.
What's the 4th section?
You have
Burpee broad jump.
burpee
Thank you.
and then Matt, rower is after that. Or you can look at the giant big, floating sign that says 4. You can find it that way.
All right, I'm going to check out some runs here with Randall.
At this point, I've only seen 2 of the women come around for their laps.
You're going to see Lauren, Rebecca, Faith, and Sarah Harrison probably pretty close to each other at the start. They left within about 15, 20 seconds of each other on the sled pull.
It looks like here they're coming now.
That's not Rebecca's running form.
No.
No. Nope, that's somebody else.
Yeah, still completely out of sight here.
Yeah.
Here comes our leader, though, coming up quick. And this is her third lap.
So this is her final
She's
lap.
about to go in. Dave, you want to have your wife take a timestamp of this?
Yep.
She's got some good form.
She looks super comfortable right now, too. And here comes Rebecca in that pack.
All right, and so Matt's headed over to the Burpee Broad Jump.
Here's Lauren.
Matt, let us know when Rachel comes in there. It should be very soon.
Oh, Faith getting past. So Corinna is technically a lap ahead of them.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Sarah is with Lauren and
Rachel's here. Rachel just
Rebecca.
came in.
All right,
Rachel just came in.
Take a quick look on Rachel here. She's going to get into the Burpee Broad Jumps.
So she started. She's doing the proper form, not the Lucas. I'm gonna do a crawl and get an extra foot every single burpee I do.
Yeah, she's doing nice. She's not having any foot shuffle whatsoever. That's good.
Is Robert Killian commenting and he's gonna compete in like an hour?
Robert,
Oh,
if
I
you put
did
in
not know
money,
that,
we say really nice things about you.
Hey, if Randall can hear me, I need you to go ahead and come on over here and get. We can get one end of the. I can get one end and you can get one end.
Rebecca's group is coming up real hot right now.
Okay.
For their second lap. And then
But
I'll
they
jump
still have
over there
another
with
one.
you.
But realistically, we should see Corinna enter before Rebecca's group.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We got
What's that?
Rebecca. It looks like Lauren.
No, for sure.
And then there's a gap
No, I know. She's crushing
before
it.
we get to Corinna.
Now, Matt, with the burpee broad jumps on Rachel, can you take a look, seeing if she's standing up tall after each one, or is she crouched over, trying to minimize her standing up?
Right.
Yeah, the reason I mention that is because Hunter, he tends to stay crouched over and lean forward instead of standing up after
Rebecca?
every single one,
You
because
think
it
she's-
keeps your momentum going forward.
Yeah, definitely. I found when I do the Burpee Broad Jumps, I don't like getting right up.
Yeah.
And it's not against the rules. It's perfectly within the standard for this.
Okay, so Corinna is about a minute 40 behind.
Oh.
And Corinna, when she did the burpee broad jumps, she did it in 3:47. Lauren, in the past, has done it in 2:20, 2:34. So Lauren's going to make up a lot of ground on this one. And Rebecca...
We had Sarah almost cut off one lap by accident. Faith helped her out, told her to keep going. She had one more.
Wow.
Good stuff. So
Yeah,
here's the thing.
Corinna doesn't look like she's getting a lot of distance. Oh, so they're going out and back one side, so they won't even really know who's...
Here comes Rebecca coming in. She is really pushing the pace. She's coming in right now.
Right here.
So here's the thing, Jack. Has Rachel built up enough lead? Like, is she catchable?
I wouldn't sleep if Lauren gets within about 2 minutes of her, but at this point she's well over that. I don't. Lauren or Rachel's running is so good. I know that Lauren is.
Can we get Theo's camera in here so we can get both ends? I got the winners. He's got the.
Is that Lauren right there? Okay, so Lauren is by far, she has like the best time in the world on burpee broad jumps for women. So I think that she's going to get within striking. Look at this. She started 30 plus seconds behind. Okay.
Rachel has done her burpees.
Rachel is done. Wow.
And she is gone running.
Yeah, Rachel is moving. And I don't think that this is like some bluff like Lucas going out crazy fast against Hunter. I think that Rachel is intentional with what she's doing, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if she maintains her pace.
Now, is that not? That's Rebecca and Lauren side by side. Rebecca made up a lot of ground there.
Is that Rebecca or is that? I can't tell. It's a little staticky.
I'm pretty sure that's Lauren. Just
right.
ahead of Rebecca. And I can see Sarah in behind them.
But Lauren certainly got there after.
Mm-hmm.
So, but like I mentioned, Lauren is like the in the world at burpee broad jumps for Hyrox for women.
And that looks like Sarah and Alyssa.
So in the past, Alyssa, she's pretty comparable with how Corinna, Rebecca actually, Corinna, Alyssa, and Rebecca are pretty comparable. So I don't think that any of them will make up time relative to each other on this. But I think this is a great zone for Lauren Weeks.
Yeah, so let's see if we go back to Matt's here. That looks like they're coming back down the other way. You got Corinna out front. So Corinna's in second right now. Mm-hmm. And then it looks like you got Lauren and then Rebecca.
Yep. So another thing to keep in mind, you can see, or you just saw Alyssa there. Alyssa has had a very strong second half, starting with the rowers to the wall balls in the past. And she's about a minute faster or so than Rebecca, if you look at their aggregates. They're about 45 seconds faster than Rebecca.
And there's Corinna. Corinna's done her. Lauren's going to be right behind him.
So one more hop.
And then, Randall, you want to hit the track again?
Okay, so she has about a 2-minute deficit on Rachel. Or Rachel has a 2-minute lead on Lauren.
And there's Becca Dunhurst. Here comes Sarah.
Sarah's done really well on this.
She's really stayed consistent.
Yeah.
You know? I think she saved herself a bit on the runs, and she's pouring it into the stations, which probably suits her skill set best.
I believe Sarah almost had a podium at one of the TMXs, and then she fell off Funky Monkey right at the end. So you know all these functional movements, and she's a respectable runner. She's going to do pretty well on those. So I'm not surprised that this is a really good zone for her.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was probably in Miami where she had that.
Yeah, I raced that one. I think it was Miami. Sounds right.
Yeah, so did I, but I'm going to imagine that I was quite far behind you. But that's okay.
Yeah. Speaking of Miami, there was Cassidy and Alex right there.
Oh, there you go. All right, so there's Rachel. So Theo, is that Rachel's last lap?
I believe that's her first or second lap.
Her first or second? Okay.
No, she's 2 minutes in. She's 2 minutes in.
So that's going to be her second lap, probably,
or 3 minutes in. So she's got one more lap left.
And
so let's see how long is the next one.
I'm very impressed with Lauren holding off Rebecca.
And
that's Corinna. Sorry. Did we miss Rebecca?
No, she's coming up right now.
Yeah, she was a little behind them.
This is her first lap.
Okay.
And now
she got off essentially tied with Lauren within a couple of steps. So Lauren's held steady. I don't know if Rebecca might have fueled up or something in the transition zone.
Yeah, they're both making the ground. Obviously, Lauren has passed Corinna, but
yeah. Well, I do not have a lot of faith in Rebecca beating Lauren in the last half of the race because Lauren just turns it on there.
In the experience. I mean, yes, Rebecca has done this before, but Lauren has done so many now.
Yeah. I do think that Rebecca's running is going to help her shave, a minute or two versus the rest of the competitors. But, I mean, Lauren has really improved as a runner.
There's Katie. Okay. Theo, just so you know, we've lost Matt's camera for a little bit here. So
no problem.
We're going to need you. I would think.
This is her third lap, so I'm going to jump over to the row.
Yep, absolutely.
Right
you head over to the row.
So based on the in and out split, it looked like she ran about a 4.5 minute K. Rachel did.
Yep. That's pretty good still at this point. Like, I mean.
Yeah. So she's running about 7-minute pace.
She's coming in.
And I don't think at any point she's really gone overboard. Considering this is her first one.
Can you get splits on or like a?
Yep, I'm going to try and get up there.
Yeah. You can tell us if you can't see it. But if she was 154 on the row or on the skier, she's probably in the 140s on the rower.
Yeah, it's saying 155 right now.
Okay.
So now, how's her form, Jack, on the rower? Because I know this is definitely a technique thing on the rower. You can make a lot of time with good technique.
Yeah, I think slower, more powerful. Like if she's around 28 to 30 strokes a minute, she doesn't look bad at all. She looks like she knows what she's doing.
We're about 34 and still holding pretty steady on the pace. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just looking at her motion, she looks like she's doing pretty well.
Yeah, I think she's very aware of her positioning right now, and I think she's riding. She's not coasting, she's pacing.
And this is one of those zones where, especially if she's a good rower, not too many women in the field are going to be going sub-2 pace. I think that if this is relatively comfortable for her, she's not going to lose any ground, and she might as well try to conserve energy for the end at that point. But I think she looks like she's definitely crushing it on the rower.
All right, Matt, we have you back, but we don't have your camera yet.
Any sign? Okay, that looks.
We're still looking for the next.
It'll probably
looks
be
like
Corinna.
Rebecca's coming in right now. Here
Dang.
comes Rebecca.
Ahead of Lauren? Okay.
Well, it looks like that is Rebecca. She kicked it down.
So she's looking like she's about 2 minutes back.
And here's Lauren right behind.
There we go. We got Matt back now.
Okay, so if you do the side-by-side on the rower, Rebecca rode about a 450, and Lauren is about a
Corinna.
430.
And we got fourth.
Good battle. Lauren is the best rower of the three, and Rebecca and Corinna are pretty comparable based on the past. I would have thought Corinna would be a little better just based on CrossFit background, but Lauren is definitely the best.
A quick thank you to Jamie Lopez and Rich Ryan. Thanks, guys. Hope you're enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Rich Ryan, he's got a really good podcast, by the way.
He does, yeah. What were you possibly a guest on that recently?
That's not why I'm saying it.
It was a good episode.
Yeah.
How are we doing for splits there, Theo?
I can't get close enough to tell you, but
Okay, that's all right. Yeah, you know what? You're in a good position. We got a good angle of how they're going. That's great.
I'm watching the entrance. I'll let you know when number 5 comes in.
Yep.
And here she comes, Sarah coming in real hot.
It's probably Sarah with the gloves.
Yeah, there she is.
Yep, here she comes.
Do you know what damper setting are they messing around with it, or just
I believe that they're set to 6.
Okay.
And they're being told that they can change it one time if they need to.
So quick explanation, Jack. What are the damper settings? What do you mean by that?
And here
So
comes
damper
Alyssa.
setting. Oh, Alyssa's going to do really well in the rower. Yeah, she's about as good as Lauren on the rower. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Alyssa's pulling in the low 2s. But Rachel, based on that early split and how her form is kind of held up from what I've looked at, I think Rachel's going to get off this with an even bigger lead than she got into it. But yeah, Dave, to answer your question, damper setting, it's the flywheel, which is that big circle thing that the chain's connected to. Higher the damper setting, the harder you have to pull in order to overcome the wind resistance. A lot of people think that, you do 10, you're going to go faster, but that is actually not correct. A lot of professional rowers.
All right, our first one's done.
On 7-8.
First
Okay.
one's taken off.
So she did that at about 4 flat, a little under 4 flat, and that's moving.
All right, Matt, if you can maybe get to the run track there, if you can hear us.
I think I would like to stay on this screen just so you can see your top, second, and third. But
no, we're going to stay here. I just want them to have someone prepared when they all finish up. So in your experience, who do you think is going to come off this? Do you think Lauren will pass Beck at this point?
They were all pretty close, but Lauren is a better rower than Rebecca. Just looking at form, it looks like Lauren has a lower stroke rate, but she's getting more power out of it, is my guess. Rebecca looks kind of hunched over a little bit.
So Lauren had a 13-second gap to make up.
Is that was the gap? Okay.
Yeah. I'm with you. I think she'll make it. And you are right about Alyssa. She is rowing well.
Yeah, she looks like she has a little bit of extra wasted motion on like her catch on when she's coming back to the rower, but it froze.
Oh, yeah, he's back again. There we go.
But no, she's got it right with bringing the handle over your knees before you return. So.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We got you, Matt.
All right. If I can't hear you, just type it in the comments, okay?
All right. So either head over to the run or to the next station, which is the
I'm at the farmer's carry just waiting. I think it's going to go quick, though.
Yep. Well, Rachel's already on the run, so she should be there within the next probably 3 minutes or so.
Yep. So I've got the split. She's a minute 40 ahead at this point since anybody else got off the rower. She entered it right at about 2 minutes. So based on how well it looked like she was rowing, I bet she'll probably have like a 2:10, 2:15 advantage.
And so
Looks
just
like
so we know,
Rebecca and Lauren are done.
Okay.
Both at the same time. They're both going out.
So did Lauren got there like 13
seconds
after you said so.
Yeah.
All right.
But definitely on this run, if history serves, Rebecca's going to make up time on the run.
Yeah.
And we're just over 45 minutes in total. There goes Corinna.
And here comes
I think that Lauren and Rebecca did a good job kind of maintaining the gap.
Yeah.
Faith, I bet she'll be sub 2 also for her rate, for her pace.
So I would think that Alyssa should be, well, if she made up the ground, because Sarah came in a little before her, did she not? And then Alyssa came in?
Which one's for the women? Which one's for the women?
So just as a comparison, Lauren in Dallas last year, after she ended up finishing the first 4, or actually first 5 zones, she was 42-41.
All right, get ready to come to me. They're going to be here.
All right, Matt.
Yeah. So Lauren looks like she's about a minute or 2 faster than she was last year in Dallas, and Rachel was 2 minutes faster than that. So they're absolutely
That's amazing. Like that, they're on really good pace. This is super fast.
Yeah. Who's doing burpee broad jumps right now next to you? So someone in the main
just
heat?
Someone in the main heat.
Okay,
Yeah.
but not invite. Gotcha.
No. So we'll stick with this until Rachel comes across in the into the burpee broad jumps.
I do see a couple of fast women. It looks like that gap with Corinna, Rebecca, and Lauren just underneath the awning right there.
All right, Theo, we lost Matt again. Can you run over to the burpee broad jumps?
All right, Alyssa is off.
Alyssa's off. I'm heading there right now.
Awesome, thank you.
Over Farmer's Carry.
Okay, so they have 3 zones left. Of these zones, Farmer's Carry, there isn't going to be a big gap that's formed right here. Most of the people are probably going to take about 2 minutes, or maybe a minute 45 or so for the fastest. With Rebecca has the fastest split. So I don't think that this upcoming zone is going to be a make or break. It's more get your final, catch your breath before these last 10, 15 minutes are going to be totally painful.
Yeah, so this farmer carry, now, I've seen sometimes they go unbroken and stuff, but is it wise, do you think, every now and again, just set it down, especially on the turnaround, set it down, turn, pick it back up? Does that save any energy, do you find?
I've got the second fastest farmer's carry in this. I never dropped it. Hunter has the fastest in it, and he never dropped it. So I think that if you can avoid setting it down, that's the better strategy.
Right. So Theo, there, you're right by the farmer's carry, right?
All right.
And Matt, you're back with us?
And this is 24 kilos for farmer's carry for women, so 53 pounds in each hand.
In each hand.
Yep.
It looks like
was that Rachel just starting? Okay. So I've got a split on her. She looks like
Matt,
she's
you got
going
Rachel
fast.
there?
Whoa.
Are you
Censored. No, Josh, Dave asked me a question and I was just going over it. There's a reason I'm not in this heat. I'm commenting instead of racing.
I was throwing him out. He threw me under the bus, and I was trying to make him look good. All right, we lost Theo again, Matt. So you got to get on Rachel.
Okay, so Rachel set him down.
Yeah, because I think she's doing it at the turn, right? Giving herself a quick break at the turn.
If this is 200, she's got to go out and back one more time then, because that's too short in order to just one length. Okay, there's Sarah running by.
We're waiting on number 2 to come in.
All right, you say whoever comes in second.
I'm going to hop over here.
Wait a minute. Who's that?
Here,
Oh, that's Rachel. I was like, where did
here comes
someone else
Rebecca.
sneak up?
Rebecca's coming into the farmer's carry right now.
Rebecca has the fastest farmer's carry out of all the women in the field so far. So
Really?
yes, she did it in a minute 43. Lauren is typically
She is off.
2 flat to 220. I think that this is going to be a good zone for Rebecca.
All right, here we go. See what- There's Becca.
Oh, she's moving.
It's flying.
Here's
Yeah.
Rebecca. And then we have
That would be
number
hard to
three
keep
over
up with her walking without the farmer's carry. So Lauren, if you watch the live coverage of the World Championship, she actually struggled, dropped it 3 or 4 times. So I think Rebecca's going to go unbroken on this.
And I think Rachel looks like she's gone.
Rachel is not here anymore, I don't believe. But my guess, based on the fact that Rachel dropped it a couple times, it looked like, and Rebecca just visually looks like she's going faster, I wouldn't be surprised if she gained 20, 30 seconds on this zone alone. Lauren doesn't look like she's got the same speed walking. She looks
Here
like she's
comes
walking.
Rebecca. She's going all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Rebecca doing unbroken.
You got it.
Oh, she just dropped it. I jinxed her. I
She's so
apologize,
close
Rebecca.
up to the finish. She's got 10 more seconds.
Thank you so much, Jade Gillen. Lauren's moving good.
So you can assume that each of these lengths is probably 30, 35 seconds. So that's about the gap that she's put on. And Corinna looks like she's moving really well also.
It's like Corinna broke for just a second.
All right, Theo is so I looked like I just saw Rachel run by there, so she's already completed her first lap.
So one other thing to keep in mind with this, in OCR, we're used to trying to conserve our grip till the end. There's nothing left grip-wise that matters in this race, so you might as well just go
Here's
for
Sarah
it.
coming in too.
She has the gloves also.
Yeah, those should help her here. I would think this is probably will be the last time she'll have them.
Isn't it nice to cover an indoor event? You just
love it. I
walk to the next.
Yeah, shut up, Matt.
Matt's getting social on us here.
Yeah. That's interesting. They've got, or they passed a bunch of just open heat people who are still clearly doing the farmer's carry and stuff. So you know that these women are moving.
They are, and just the sheer athleticism they all have. Like, there's not a woman in this field that isn't a raw athlete. It's just amazing.
And I'm pretty sure that the open heats use the women's pro weights, or they don't use the full pro men's weights. So I think that they drop down. So the fact that they had such a head start, like it just goes to show you how fit they are.
All right, let me see.
Corinna,
Matt, are you heading over to the sandbag lunges?
Yeah, I'm already waiting over here.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to split on to the runs? Okay, Corinna.
All right, Theo,
Here's
you might.
Alyssa making a move here.
Oh.
Is that Alyssa in the middle? Like
Yeah, it's Alyssa and Sarah just broke again.
Okay, I was like, Sarah looks like she has a shorter ponytail. So
yes, and
the gloves.
The gloves.
Is she on her third lap? Yeah.
She's on world record pace right now.
All right, so don't know. Yeah, we did.
She was like 3 minutes faster than Lauren last year at this point. And Lauren had one of the fastest of all time.
Hey guys.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Hey dudes.
Nice job, Lauren.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, Matt.
So, Lauren is on world record pace. Sorry, Rachel is on world record pace.
Yeah, Alyssa went unbroken.
Dang.
Rachel's on world record pace. This is her first Hyrox, her first ever Hyrox.
Pretty impressive.
I would just like to say I pointed out that she would do really well.
She did. My only reason against.
Did you call her on the podium though?
I did. I called her second. So
I was nervous about what happened in the men's virtual championship of fitness when they actually ran a race where Marcus Friesen and a couple of the guys just kind of didn't have a good one because their running just wasn't there, and the real race is a lot different than a virtual
So
online
small thing,
competition.
Sarah's removed the gloves. She gave up on him about halfway through.
Dang, so they did not help.
Well, you know what? My guess is that they were probably a little too big. They did look like big gloves, and if they were too big for her, they would have rolled off as she was carrying the farmer's weight. As she was carrying the kettlebell. Sorry.
All right. I was going to say the screen
Theo.
kind of looks staticky, so let's switch it. Good.
Yeah. All right, Matt, we lost Theo, so we're just with you now.
Hey, dudes.
There you go.
Matt, what's the setup? Is it one out and back, or
Here she comes.
So she's 55-15 into the race at this point. I would be very curious if she ends up doing. Yeah, she looks like she's not resetting after every step and bringing her feet together. She looks like she's just continuing into the next lunge, which is going to minimize the amount of time it takes for sure. It's more demanding, but it's much quicker.
I'm saying it is a little disappointing that we have so many other
Athletes in the way.
This has kind of been the first time where it's bothered me. The track, their lunging area is a little more narrow, and definitely they're getting in the way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we've got Theo back. We're going to take a quick look at the run.
A quick little note, Sarah gave up on the gloves about halfway through the farmer's carry, and she also didn't have chalk, so it looked like she was slipping quite a bit.
All right, so we just had Corinna run by.
So let's say, so we had Rachel at 55-15 entering the lunges. If you take the how long it took Lauren to do her last run, plus the lunges, plus the wall balls in the past, and she's great at it. That's 11 extra minutes.
Okay, hold on a sec. Jack, can you repeat that, Matt?
Yeah, so Rebecca is now in the lunge. Maybe you guys can count the time when they make the turn here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Rachel's making the turn on her second loop, second thingy, and then Rebecca is back over there, about to come this way.
All right, well, stay with that, Matt. Stay right there, and we'll.
Dave, what I was saying is it took Lauren, who had the fastest wall balls ever and one of the fastest lunges and a good runner, it took her 11 minutes from the start of the lunges to finish. So you put 11 minutes or so on top of Rachel. She's about 106.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. I spoke with Rachel and just before this, and she said in the simulations she ran a 106.
Huh. Well, I don't buy the simulations because a lot of people have run fast simulations, but
and
at
that's
least
why
hers is more modest.
That's why I never mentioned it, because I've heard so many bad simulations where people are off by like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And here we go. So, oh, she's not doing it. So this is at the turn there. So 7:40. So it's almost a full minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. From she's got just about a 60-second lead. At that turn, Rachel came around at 56:48, and then Rebecca was 57:40, so just under a minute.
So Rebecca's wall balls were about 4:27 when she did it, which is very respectable. That's 2 seconds behind Corinna. It kind of splits what Alyssa's done in the past, but Lauren by far is the best at wall balls. I don't know. I don't think there's enough time. I think it's Rachel has this in the bag at this point, unless she does really terrible at the wall balls. But I see no reason that's going to happen based on how well she's still moving.
And considering her CrossFit background, I mean, that's
exactly. So she just finished. She's so 58 and a half.
Yeah.
Is this Rebecca that close?
No way.
That looks like the same lane.
She was over a minute slower getting in.
But Rebecca, she's stopping, gathering her feet in the same position right there in between. And it looked like Rachel was just continuing into the next lunge without meeting in the middle. You want to get some noise in there? Or?
Yeah, unfortunately, Matt muted himself, so I can't unmute him.
Gotcha. I saw Renee running in the background, so she got past the sleds at some point.
Here she goes. So, yeah, this is Rebecca coming to the end.
So Rebecca is about 50 seconds down.
So she made up good time on there.
And she's a better I bet she could be within about 30, 40 seconds of her at the sled. Okay, Lauren's out of it.
So we got Lauren in third.
She's going to do really well on the wall balls, but I think
Lauren is now in third.
Yep. So she passed Corinna.
This is incredibly intense. Like there's, we expected maybe a bit of a different order, but
yeah. Oh, I knew the women's race was going to be the one to watch. Like this is.
Well, Jack, you're not supposed to say that before we do the men's race later. You're supposed to hype the men's race now, so everybody watches that.
Yeah, I'm honest. All right. Do we have a run split? A run screen? Because I think I just saw Lauren run by in the background.
All right. So Theo.
And you said Rachel has a pretty strong CrossFit background, so wall balls are not going to be an issue for her.
No, I don't. I think you're right. I think she would have to have a catastrophe to give up that lead.
Hey, it's happened.
Oh yeah, Theo, how is
Rebecca.
it looking on the run?
There's a very clear split between those that are ahead and those that are really feeling it right now. Rebecca looks super comfortable right now.
How far ahead do you think Rachel was of Rebecca?
About half a lap, if not a little bit more.
So probably less than 200 meters, so about 45 seconds. That's about what she left at also.
So it is closing now. From your experience or from your stats, Jack, how are Rebecca's wall balls?
Rebecca's done really well. She did it in 4 minutes, 27 seconds. Anything under 5 is pretty respectable. Anything in the low 4s, you're definitely going big sets at a time without taking much break.
There's Rachel right there.
Okay. So we're a minute. Yeah, we're 101.20 into the race at this point.
And I think we got Matt heading over to the wall balls now.
Okay. I just want to see Rebecca come by one more time, see the gap.
Well, right now this is the camera to be on.
Yep, definitely.
I can see what Matt's camera is doing. This is the camera to be on.
Here comes Rebecca.
Okay, so here comes Rebecca.
Oh yeah, you get clear differentiation between Rebecca and everyone else.
All right, so how much time was that roughly?
38 seconds, and
okay,
she got off 50. So she's gained 12 seconds in the first 2 laps. So she'll probably gain about 20 seconds total. If she has a really quick transition into the wall ball, so she'll be about 30 seconds down.
That's the Hyrox.
And here comes Lauren on her first lap.
One person is watching your story.
Lauren's still moving well, and she's gone basically unbroken with the wall balls. It's Cassidy. I know she's not in this race, but
this looks like Rachel finishing up.
Okay.
All right, Matt, get over those wall balls. Rachel's just about to come in.
If we can get the clicker, or however many reps, if you can kind of update us, because we won't be able to see the whole time, that'd be great.
And I can see Rebecca; she is pumping hard.
Yeah. Say, even if we're not on your camera, just say it out loud when she crosses this point.
Matt's still getting set up with the wall ball, so we'll stick with Theo right now.
Okay.
All right, Rebecca's crossing right now.
All right, Rebecca is down by 29 seconds.
Oh my
Here
God.
she comes, about to start the wall balls. Here she comes.
All right, we're going to the wall
29
balls.
seconds down. There's going to be a finish. So if they do it, I don't think that they can break the record. I think it's like 106.30 or so. She's going to essentially have to go unbroken. Although I wouldn't put anything past Rachel at this point.
Yeah, I mean, she is capable. I don't know at this point if she's capable.
Matt, let us know how many reps if you're able to find that info. Oh, they're facing each other. Oh, wait, no, that's a guy. Sorry.
Yeah, just stay with Rachel, Matt.
Women's ball is 14 pounds or 6 kilograms.
All right, Matt, we're losing you, buddy. You got a video of the floor in your thumb. You got to get on Rachel.
Carpet, how warped that is.
I'm going to transition over to the wall balls, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Theo.
Anybody else pass by?
A couple of girls. It's a big gap. It's a big gap, guys.
Okay.
All right. Head to the wall ball. So this
You
is
gotta get higher up. Now we
Up
gotta
with the
see
camera,
the
Matt. Up with
actual
the camera.
wall balls.
higher.
Matt, you're looking at their feet. We want to see the
There
wall.
we go.
Yeah.
I think Rebecca's making some good moves here. Like, she's got a good pace going. I will say this though; those look kind of borderline to me, Jack. Is she getting deep enough?
It's up to her judge to say. The thing is, you're not no one intentionally is trying to not go low.
No.
Like it, and if no one's telling you it's not good enough, you're just going to keep doing that because you have 100 of these to do. So I can't fault her.
Oh, I'm not faulting her at all. And
I got.
She's at 56, guys. 56. You hear that?
Rachel,
yep. 56 for Rachel.
Yep.
How about Rebecca, roughly? Okay, Rebecca's breaking it up at this point. I think she's. Matt, you gotta. We don't want to see clickers.
There you go.
Yeah.
How many? 40 for Rebecca. 40 for Rebecca.
40 for Rebecca.
Probably 20 down at this point.
I will say this, I don't think there's enough time for Rebecca to completely come back, but she has done an amazing effort.
Matt, your camera is horrible on this. And just for the viewers, that low target with the circle, that's where the women have to go to. That higher, the lines, that's the 10-foot target for the men. The women have a 9-foot. And I'll just add, this is like the most painful moment of your life when you're doing this.
Right now, we're at 106.15.
Yep. What was the record again?
I believe it was. I think it was sub 106, wasn't it?
I thought it was like 106.30 or so, but
All right. Well, I don't think I think she's going to be a little bit tough. 90. All right. Stay with her, Matt. Stay with her.
Dang.
It looks like about a 106.49.
Yeah, I got 106.45 or so.
Here comes Corinna.
All right, Theo, you stay with the other girls. The women.
How's Corinna and everybody else, Katie? How are the rest of them doing?
Here we go. We got Lauren.
Lauren's going to go unbroken, so Rebecca better pick it up.
Yeah, Rebecca's right beside her. Theo, stay right there, buddy. That's perfect.
See, even though everybody picked Lauren to win, I still feel like that was the intelligent decision to do. It's kind of like picking against Ryan.
We're at 90
like,
for Rebecca.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree. And it's like, you know, you're not the champ till you beat the champ. I think someone said that earlier in the comments.
Yeah.
Until someone proved they could beat her, definitely the way to go.
Lauren stopped. Corinna looks like she's doing pretty well. But I bet Lauren got a huge chunk of them already.
There it is.
Becca, she's done.
Minute behind.
Oh, no, she
Whoa.
got nowhere.
There we go.
There we go.
So about a minute 15
There
gap.
she is, crossing the line.
So that means that Rachel did those wall balls probably 45 seconds faster.
Yeah, I knew she was a great athlete, but this was just outstanding. It definitely did not. Now, Corinna's doing a great job here, too.
Definitely.
Now, Theo, did you see how much time difference was it between Lauren and Corinna when they came into the wall balls?
I couldn't tell you.
Well, just make something up and guess.
I would say, looking at Lauren's judge, she's checking depth. The other ones don't seem to be as.
Yeah. Now, Jack, in this situation, I've heard different stories. Is a rep counted when you catch the ball, or can you let the ball drop and that still counts as a rep?
I'm pretty sure it just needs to bounce off of the target. If you've
Once you hit the target, that's a rep.
Yeah.
All right. Looks like one left for Lauren, and she's gone.
Okay, so she's about 109.10.
Yeah, that's what we got.
Corinna's been cruising.
Yeah.
Alyssa's doing pretty well also.
I think that's Sarah, Alyssa, then Sarah beside her.
Alyssa being slightly taller than Sarah is going to help on wall balls.
So what are the quads feeling like right at this point, Jack?
Well, ask Matt. He's done it. He needed like a wheelchair for a week. Yeah. No, it's just your whole body. This also isn't just quads. Like your butt's gonna feel terrible. Your arms on every single catch. Your heart rate's through the roof. It's just the ultimate test at the end of a workout like this.
Is it any tips or tricks and ways to conserve energy, or are you just damned no matter what you do?
If you watch some videos of like high-level CrossFitters, a lot of them will drop their arms briefly just so they're not held up, and that kind of gives your shoulders that momentary relaxing, and then you just quickly bring it up to catch it when it bounces, if that makes sense. Because if you're holding them up waiting for the ball like Corinna is right there, you're still activating them. I've just seen some CrossFitters like Pat Vellner and Knowles, and I've seen some of them do that on some videos with a ton of wall balls. But easier said than done at this point in a race.
Oh, yeah. Corinna is just gutting it out through this last bit.
Yeah. Well, everybody is at this point. So is this the battle for 4, 5, 6 just to...
Yep. Well, it looks like it goes down to 4. 2 to go. She's gone.
There we go. So she's... minute 11, 15.
Well, let's take another break.
So it was a little more, about 4.5 minutes between Corinna and Rachel.
I will say that Sarah has been steady and consistent the whole way through.
Oh yeah,
she has like just found that proper level of effort for her and just rode it the whole way.
Wall ball monster.
Not just the wall balls, the whole race. She ran her race.
She knew her pace.
Yeah. Dan Martin says, I've done thousands of millions of wall balls. Those last 100 of Hyrox are the worst sets I've ever done.
Yep.
I think that's a pretty accurate description.
I wonder if I'm just waiting for one of their hands to go up with 5 left or so, but okay.
It was definitely no doubt on the depth of Alyssa's squats there. She was very deep.
Yep. Oh, that was the first little slip up by Sarah, but I don't know if Sarah's gone unbroken, but she's been pretty dang good.
No, she definitely took a few breaks. All right, Theo, just stay there, and we'll see who comes next. Matt, if you can get your camera back on. So right now, for unofficial times,
Our top 6, please.
6 finishers.
yeah, 6 finishers, kind of unofficial.
Do you have that zoom in? I see Alyssa's name static on the top of that. I don't know if that's accurate. That's probably just who finished recently.
I told you were going to see a show. I told you to get your popcorn ready.
You guys got it?
Unbelievable.
So we're still here.
Hold on, I'm taking a screenshot.
Yeah, so it looks like we got Rachel Schriber at 106. Is that 108 or 106?
106.
So 106, and then Rebecca 108.
I've got it. Yep, I've got it.
Great job, Theo.
So do you want me to just read them off in case everybody can
Yeah,
see?
read them off there for us, Jack.
And you can record this. So first place, Rachel Schriber, 106.46. Rebecca Hanneman, second place, 108.10. Third place, Lauren Weeks, 109.14. Fourth place was Corinna Coffin, 111.25. Fifth place, Alyssa Hawley, 112.26. And it looked like Sarah Harrison was about 5 seconds back of that, even though she wasn't on the leaderboard. So she was probably about 112.30.
112.30, 112.31, something along that line. So what I noticed right there is, and I'm sure Corinna's got to be happy because that's obviously a much better run for her than her previous one in Miami.
Yes.
And Alyssa pretty much on pace with her norm, maybe a little bit slower. I think she was in the
Alyssa's been
110.30
110.30 and then 113.40. So she kind of split the difference here. So
Yeah,
still a
so-
solid performance.
Yeah,
Um,
and I think
Lauren,
she's going to be very happy with that.
Yeah, this is Lauren's second fast. I don't know Lauren's actual time from the virtual or the actual World Championship in Germany a few months ago. But
It would be skewed anyway by the running on the treadmill, right? You can't. It's not apples to apples in that scenario.
yeah,
But-
Lauren was within 30 seconds of where she was in Dallas last year. We don't know how long the transitions were and stuff, but she looked like she was a better runner than she was last year.
Okay, it looks like we got is that Faith coming in?
Yes.
There we go. All right, Faith, let's put on a performance.
100 unbroken.
No way, not a chance, not a chance. I bet a beer on 2 breaks.
No one's going unbroken.
I think she's going to push hard though. She's going to really go. I don't know, but she's making that guy beside her look a little foolish. Now he's got it. Look at that nice steady form though. She is just cruising.
She catches it while going down instead of at the top being stiff. So she's catching it at the right place.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back now, guys. If you can see me.
Yeah, we can see you, Matt. We're
trying to see is Faith going to go unbroken.
Yeah, we're watching to see how much if Faith breaks or not.
25. Froze. I can't see anymore.
She's going again. But she's got to be about 30 now, Jeff?
I think 32 or 33. There was a quick little glitch in the camera that I couldn't keep track of everyone.
It stayed pretty steady on mine, so I don't think
Oh,
there's the break.
I made it to about 40.
I called 2 breaks for her. Let's see.
Yeah.
I didn't call that she would stop and have a chit chat though.
How's the finish line area or wherever the other camera is?
It's good Mac camera work.
Right on the ground.
Actually, more like
Right on the ground. I think it is pretty cool. You can hear the announcer in the background. What they have is they have that little timing mat once you enter the last zone, so they actually know your name and call you out and stuff as you're entering it. So it's pretty cool on their part.
And that's great. And they do that for everybody, right? Like that?
Yes, yeah. And that's why when you saw the leaderboard, when we got that quick little clip of it, it showed a couple of men who clearly weren't in the women's invitational heat. That's because they were in that zone and they got a video or their timing mat registered.
There's another break from Faith there.
So Faith will be 7th place, it's looking like. And she'll be somewhere in like the 118, 119 range. So
Now, you know what I am a little surprised. So, I mean, I was surprised in the beginning, and now I'm surprised at the end. Is Katie Knight, who was doing so good through the beginning, she must have just hit that wall.
Yep.
You know, like Renee had what we expected, right? If the sled killed her, and
Yeah.
you know,
I'm nervous for Renee on the farmer's carry because they only have 100 meters instead of 200 meters, and it's with a 40 at Decafit, and she dropped that 2 or 3 times. And this is 53 for double the distance. I think that's Katie Knight in the back, just about to start. If I'm saying that right.
No, that's a doubles group.
Doubles group. Okay.
Katie was looking like she may have hurt herself, but that's just speculation at this point. She was very uncomfortable in her run.
Okay.
that's not good to hear. I will say though that like Faith here she's going to put in a really great time for someone who you would not consider a runner. I mean, I don't know what Faith's 10K times would be, but I mean, she's looking like she might go under 120, and that's a great time.
That's a good mark.
Down to 5.
5 more left. She's at 119.05. Yeah, so she did that in the low 4s. That's a really, really impressive mark.
Like just her whole run is impressive. That's I'll be honest, she did better than I expected. I didn't think.
Hey guys, I'm here with the winner. Can you come over to me real quick?
Yeah, we're coming to you, Matt.
All right. So first of all, congratulations. Do you feel like you shocked a good portion of the world today?
Yeah, I mean, I've never done Hyrox. That was my first race and didn't know what to expect, but it was nice.
Which section did you think might give you the hardest time?
People told me horror stories about the sled, but actually that was probably one of the easier ones. I would say the running was definitely the hardest.
Where did you know you had the win?
Early on, I mean, I felt good. I feel like on that first ski, I felt solid. I knew on the run, if I just kind of held on and pushed the event, I felt like that was my strength, and just held on till the end, and nothing was going to happen that was going to hold me back. But I felt like I had it towards the middle. I think I could finish this. I still have a push, and yeah.
Any questions really quickly, Jack, before we let her rest some more?
I think that her ski erg, by far, that like you set the tone early, and it was pretty obvious at that point that you were someone to mess with.
He's saying you set the tone early. That ski erg pace was way faster than everybody else's. No one was under 2, and you were crushing it, and that really set the pace. Well, listen, you won 10K. Congratulations. We'll talk to you later. There you go, guys. Your winner.
Awesome, Matt. We saw Becca walk by there. I don't know if you want to get her.
Yeah. Hang on. Which way did she go?
Other way. There you go.
How can you tell, Dave, with that blurry camera work?
Which way? Am I going the right way or the wrong way?
Yeah, you're going the right way now. She went down that way.
Okay.
We lost Theo, so you're our only camera here, so you can't get distracted.
Okay. Did you say you lost Tito, you said?
No, Theo.
Who's Tito?
He's Tito Jackson. I don't know.
So we still have Renee, Brooke, and Katie potentially out on course, unless Katie DNFs.
Yeah.
It's probably going to get too loud in a minute, guys.
Yeah. Why don't you go back to the wall balls, Matt, and we'll see if the other women are coming across. It looks like who's that there? Is that in the pink? That's Brooke.
Troy, about Hyrox official coverage, they're making like a formal video that'll come out, who knows, maybe in the next day, maybe in the next week, but they're doing something separate where they're going to do some post-editing.
You okay?
Yes, my battery's going to die.
All right.
Do you have a battery?
I do. I'm in it right now, though. Or I use it.
I'm going to go to my car.
Go to your car. Okay, go to your car.
All right, go back to Brooke there.
Hey, guys, so somebody was...
Okay.
Yeah. Might as well go to the rest of the action and give Brooke her time on camera.
Yeah, Matt, you going to go back to the wall balls?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so somebody was asking about Hyrox feed. We are the official live feed. Hyrox will have a post-race video up very soon. I'm not sure exactly when. You can check that. And also, I want to thank the people who dropped a few bucks. If you've been enjoying this coverage, remind you before we start the men that you too hit that little button below. You can give only a couple bucks if you want. It helps keep the fires burning around here at ORM. So feel free to drop a buck there, and we'll thank you publicly, Dave and/or Jack.
We have been doing that.
So Robert Killian just ran by me, but now that I have a chance to talk to you guys, looks like we're about to do the award ceremony already.
Oh, wow.
They're not even letting Brooke or Renee finish.
I just want to get a quick recap, Jack. You know, how are you feeling with your picks? What happened that you did not think was going to happen?
I mean, Lauren still ran within 30 seconds of her old best that she did. Rebecca, I knew she'd be the strongest runner, and she's beaten Lauren head-to-head. I just think that Rachel overperformed, and she's clearly the one to beat at this format now.
Did Renee drop out? I'm just thinking out loud.
I don't know. What would she be stuck on? Farmer's carry, lunges? I don't think she'd struggle on the lunges. Maybe
I'm just saying we haven't seen her in a long time. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. They don't have a live tracking on their website, unfortunately, so I can't tell. But I haven't heard her name for a while.
The last point we actually saw her was on the sled pull. So
Yep.
if she got through the sled pull, then there would probably not be reason to drop out. But
I saw her running through, like, they had the awnings, and I saw her while people were on the rower. So she was at least about to do the rower.
All right. Well, I think we're going to take a quick break here. Do you want to keep it going for a half hour, or do you want to take a break?
I don't know. It's a lot of filler material, but
yeah, why don't we take a little break and we'll come back with the men?
yeah, actually on Hyrox's website, it looks like they have the results already.
Hyrox's website?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we know the results already.
No, like splits and stuff.
Oh, if you want to talk about that, you can. But that's gonna take us close to 3, so it's up to you, I guess.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, Dave, what do you want to do?
They're doing the age reports. Listen, why don't we take a break, guys? Let's take a break. Everybody refuel. And when you post the let's just. Why don't you go ahead and end live, and I can still talk to you real quick. So just end it live really quick, and then I want to say something to you.
All right. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back later on with the men. Thank you for everyone who contributed and watched, and we'll catch you later on.